want to thank the police chief for the tour. It's great to be here with the congressman. We're here to make sure your federal government does its part. The way recovery happens is locals do some of the work, you do some of the work, the state does some of the work, and the federal government does some of the work. So Congressman Stubbe and I both have offices where offices are open to try to help anybody. I spoke with the president yesterday, and what we talked about is, number one, he thanked me for making sure we do everything we can to get the funds to make sure FEMA's fully funded, SBA is fully funded, HUD's fully funded, Department of Ag is fully funded, and we're going to do that. I think we ought to go back to DC to make sure that happens, to make sure that there's no chance we run out of money. I spoke with the administrator of FEMA yesterday and the Southeast director, talking to them almost every day to make sure they do their part. They're part of generally what FEMA is generally a funder of things. They're not the first responder. I want to thank the police chief, I want to thank the sheriff, I want to thank all the first responders for protecting the citizens here in Sarasota and Sarasota County and keeping people safe. I want to thank the people they evacuated this time. It looks like so far, knock on wood, along our barrier islands all on the west coast, we didn't lose anybody because they didn't evacuate, which is a real positive. Now what you have to do is worry about staying alive. Don't touch a down power line. Watch out for these down trees and trees that might come down. Our state's saturated with water. We've got a lot of flooding. I was just up in Hillsborough County. There's an area last night that had no water at 9 o'clock. A community with no water at 9 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, they had 6 feet of water in their houses. It came up that fast. There's going to continue to be flooding in our state. Unfortunately, we got a significant amount of rain in some places. So you got to be careful. Don't ever drive into standing water. Don't take a chance that it's deeper than you think. Don't take a chance it's going to pull you off the road into a river or something like that. You just got to be careful. So I want to thank Congressman Stubbe for his hard work, making sure this community is taken care of, making sure the federal government does their part. And again, I want to thank the mayor and the police chief for all they do. Also, it's important to get our schools back open. I know your school superintendent is anxious to get these kids back into school. They got to do it in a safe manner. So it's great to be here. I want to thank the police chief and the mayor for the tour, and I'll do everything I can to make sure everybody does their part. So now let me turn it over to Congressman Stubbe.